Yeah.
And when was the last time you said, sister, I'm sorry, brother, I'm sorry? It will be alright. Do you honor your father and mother? Love your neighbor as you love thyself. Are you ready to face
And then
your
share this
creator?
just share.
To
So
answer
the
for
places that
your
you really
sins.
trust, huh? Okay.
Always remember, if there's no forever, and to love each other is the best gift to mankind. Even a flower, it needs to be nurtured. If you give it no water, it will wither away and die. Have you considered if there's no forever? Be sure to love each other before time pass you by. Show love to everyone before time pass you by.
Okay, can I admit something?
It's my favorite radio station.
R&B, reggae, soul, funk, soca, and more. Black and Radio Japan. Check it out.
Yes, greetings once again to another JP Vibes show. I'm your host, Jaja. We're here at the Blacken Studio and have a fabulous guest here today. We're going to talk about Fantabulous, right? I've known my guest for like 3 years now, or three going 4 years. I met him, a very nice brother, man. And I love his passion for what he's doing. And we're going to talk about something he has a real passion about today. So let me introduce you to our guest, Anthony Gandy.
Hello, everyone.
Nice to meet you, man. Again,
Pleasure.
good to see you again coming over, yeah?
Yes, pleasure.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
yes, indeed. So today, I wanted to talk about Fantabulous.
Sure.
Yeah, the very first time I met you, I saw you were holding that character in your hand, and you showed so much passion about it.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I wanted, and I know in Kansai, the Kansai area in Japan, you have Osaka, Kyoto, Kobe is the Kansai area. In Kansai, Fantabulous, the character Fantabulous is a well-known character now, growing, and we're going to talk about how it all started, the meaning behind it, and also we have some quotations from Fantabulous, which I want to share with the audience here, So a little introduction about yourself, Anthony.
Well, was born and raised
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, Michigan, east
Okay.
side of Detroit.
Okay.
From there, I started my journey looking to do better in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I wind up moving to Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
Came back to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dream come true, was able to move to California. I stayed in Long Beach, California,
Okay.
4 years.
4 years.
Then from there, I went to Houston, lived in Houston 2.5 years. And then from there, my dream came true again to live in Hawaii. And I lived
you
there.
stayed in Hawaii?
Yes, for 17
Okay.
years.
17 years. That's the longest, I would say.
Yes.
Wow. So what brought you to Hawaii?
Well, actually, it was a place that I always wanted to come
Okay.
because of the weather.
I see. I see.
I remember when I was a teenager
Uh-huh.
going to the store and it was real cold.
Yeah.
I mean, so cold. I didn't want to go,
Okay.
but I had to go to the store and get some bread.
Okay.
And you got to do what mom say, right? So I was, pissed off about it. And I go buy the bread, and on my way back, like I said, it was so cold that I started crying.
Oh, really?
And then I remember stopping, and the bread was in the bag, and it just dropped from my hand.
Wow.
And I said to myself, if I ever get the chance, I'm moving from Detroit. And I think
And that's
it
what you
started
did.
from there. Yeah,
Cool. That's beautiful. 17 years in Hawaii.
absolutely.
Beautiful. So tell me, what brought you to Japan then? How long you been here now, brother?
4 years
4
now.
years. So
4 years.
from Hawaii you came straight to Japan, right?
Yes.
So so what brought you to Japan?
Well, actually, that was another dream as well.
Mm-hmm.
Living in Hawaii, I had the opportunity to meet many people from Japan. Because
Yeah, a lot of Japanese you travel to Hawaii, right?
every day.
Every
day.
I went there. The very first time I went there was like last year. So many Japanese there, man. I was surprised, but I enjoyed it though. Yeah, go ahead.
and where I stayed is in Waikiki, so that's
Yeah.
where all the visitors are coming.
Mhm.
So I see visitors every day.
Yeah.
And so, being in that environment, I had the opportunity to, be around a lot of different cultures and a lot of Japanese people. And then I started going to Japan for vacation. And
Okay. Oh, so you came on vacation for the first time.
yeah.
Okay, and then you stayed 4 years now. You like it here in
Oh,
Japan?
I'm loving it.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. No place like Japan, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only people knew.
Exactly. Okay, so you started this character, Fantabulous. Well, you started it in Japan, or you started it back in Hawaii or in the States?
Well, it was in Japan.
Oh, you started it in Japan. Okay. So, guys, I want you guys to see give you just a little brief about what Fantabulous is all about. It's a character actually. That's a picture there. And you have one sitting on the table here with Tony. So the name is Fantabulous. I remember 4 years ago or 3 years ago when I met you. You say, oh well, it's called Fantabulous. I say, wow, that's a fantastic name. So actually, it's fantastic and fabulous put together. You have Fantabulous.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So in search, you have a nickname for it.
Fabu.
Or Fabu. That's in short.
Sure.
Okay, Fabu, Fantabulous. So I have a little profile here of Fantabulous, and you say it's a male fox.
Correct.
That's interesting, and the blood type is J.
Yes.
So why J?
Well, because he was created in Japan.
Okay.
And I figured since he had a birth date, and I figured why not give him a blood type? So to be, creative, I figured J would be the best one.
Yeah, that's very unique, right?
Yes.
Well, I love that. Way of thinking. You kind of like giving it a life. You kind of like breathing life into the character. That's pretty good. And it was born in December 31st. That's New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay, New Year's Eve 2015. And you even have the time there.
Yes.
10:50 p.m. at night.
Yes.
Wow. You're the man, Tony. Okay, and then likes to dance, likes to travel around the world. That's the hobbies of Fantabulous, right? And then like to play badminton.
Yeah.
Okay, and watch sports game. Okay, and then eat Japanese food like tempura.
Right.
That's a, and the favorite color is blue. So that's the whole thing about Fantabulous, right? And guys, I'll show you one more time on the screen. That's on the right. That's the character, Fantabulous. And on the table here, that's Tony sitting on the left there at home, right?
Right. That's
And you
my
have-
home in Detroit.
Okay, good. And on the table here with us, we have Fantabulous here with us, sitting on the table there, right?
Right.
Okay, so I can say that every time you kind of like introduce Fantabulous to people, you have a sign you usually do something like this, right?
Yes.
How you do that?
Yes, like this.
Yeah, something like this, right?
Right.
Right?
That's actually the hand sign for the fox.
Okay.
I learned that from two students I was having English class with, and they the one told me that represented the fox.
The fox,
So
okay.
I
In Japan,
adopted
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Adopted it and fit perfect.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, you breathe in life into it, and then now it has a sign.
Yes.
Fantabulous sign. Beautiful. So, I remember last year you sent me some quotes from Fantabulous. Right? Very inspiring quotes. And I say, because I asked you, what does Fantabulous stands for? What's the whole meaning behind it? And you told me that it's a symbol of inspiration.
Right.
So can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
Yes, it was created to be a symbol of inspiration. So whatever inspiring thoughts that I may receive, or sometimes hear from others, then I go to the lab. Oh, that's my home office. I call it the lab.
Okay.
And once I get there and whatever thoughts come to me, I write it down.
Yeah,
And wherever I might hear from others or see something, once I get to the lab, I put my own thoughts on it as well. And then once I finalize it, then I make it as he's the one that's speaking. That's why he's Fantabulous, the messenger.
The messenger. So in other words, it's like, Fantabulous kind of encourage people when they're like depressed or like feeling sad or
Right.
down, giving them some encouraging thoughts and words.
Right, exactly.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Hallelujah to that, yo. Yeah. So, tell me how it all came about. The how you got the idea and how you before we move on to the quotes, right?
Right.
How you move, how it all started out, why it has a hat on like me and looking like me a little bit. Yeah. So give me a little story about the background of Fantabulous.
Well, me as a person, I like the fox as an animal. He's one of my favorite animals.
Okay.
Okay, so it was September 22nd, 2015. I was in Kyoto. I was at the shrine. And this particular shrine, I noticed there was a lot of foxes there with objects in their mouth.
Oh, I see.
So I was wondering, I'm like, why is all these foxes here? And then, like I said, each one had like something different in their mouth. So once I returned home, I did a research to find out what was the reason behind that.
Oh, okay.
And I read that the fox was a good, it was a good symbol. So by me liking the fox as an animal, and from that point on, that's when I took on this idea of carrying him around.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, his name was Fabulous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you added the fantastic there to make it Fantabulous.
Yeah, what happened was the name Fabulous was coming up a lot. So I had to make an adjustment.
Give it
which
something unique, right? Yeah, and it's easier to remember, Fantabulous.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. It carries something behind it that makes you remember, and you want to say, oh, what's all about, I think, and you have the nickname there, Fabu. That's pretty good too, and because the very first time I saw it 3 years ago, That was in Kobe. When I met you in, I think in Deepu's party. I think.
Yes.
The very first time I saw it, I saw that the hand was like that. You know. You're laughing, right?
Yeah. Everybody likes to do that, especially the ladies.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time they see them, they do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, in Japan, you have Manekineko. They call it Manekineko, you know?
Right.
Yeah, Maneki. It's like neko is like cat in Japan, and the cat in most of like these izakaya, like Japanese sushi shops or
Right.
you know, Japanese traditional bars, you have an object just right towards the entrance or next to the entrance of the shop
Right.
of a cat raising his hands like this. And you know, because when I just came to Japan, I asked some of my friends, I said, what's the meaning? You know, the cat is holding his hand up there. They say it's a good luck, you know, for good business. Yes, Manekineko is like it kind of calls in customers, you know. that's the symbol of the hand, you know,
Right.
to call in good customers. So when I saw Fantabulous and it has the hands like this, it reminds me of the neko, you know, the cat, the Japanese Manekineko, you know, outside these shops and bars and restaurants, you know, calling in good customers.
Right.
So does this has any you know, connection or what?
Well, it does now, but
Okay.
the idea when I did it like that, he's actually saying hello.
Okay. So there's
But-
nothing to connect it to the.
But
Okay.
everyone was bringing it to my attention
Okay.
because of the cat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah, that was a good coincidence, I would say. You know, because you know, everybody in Japan knows when you do something like this, it's the Manekineko. It means good luck. You know,
Right.
good luck in your business or good luck in what you're doing. So it just blend in
Yeah.
somehow for the Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting how that happened. I mean, even
Yeah.
with this,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
same thing. I just adapt. It just, the events just came a part of the character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know,
So-
that's very very
Divine. It's divine.
Yeah, exactly. Very divine. Okay, so before we move on to the quotes again, I have some pictures of you. I want us to go through, and this was this is the symbol, and then we have this one. This is in Hawaii.
Right, that's beach of Waikiki, looking at Diamond Head from there.
Beautiful. So you brought him to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay, Waikiki Beach, and then you have another picture there. This is
That's Anthony. Him and Sony, if I'm saying her name correctly. Forgive me if I didn't. They have also media, Global Mark Media,
Okay.
and I'll be working with them as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're taking, you know, Fantabulous to different places in the world. You know, it's like your little baby. You know, you're like,
Yeah, everybody be saying he's your little friend.
yeah, exactly. You know, breathing life into it. That's how big things are born. You know, you gotta breathe life into it and then make it leaves on its own. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So I really love the concept. And then so this is Anthony, and then who's this?
Actually, that's George Clinton in the middle.
Ah, okay.
Parliament Funkadelic. And the other guy is that's Darnell, and he's been very inspirational as far as me bringing my creativity into music.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he had a big
you have some big dreams for you then. Huh?
he had a big, he brought about an opening to something that I never thought about.
Okay.
And from that I was able to actually create a song.
Beautiful, beautiful. You see, you have to do something to let people see the creativity in you. You know, you have some people who they're very creative, but they don't want to take the first step. Because you taking the first step through Fantabulous, and people say, "Oh, well, you know, Tony is a creative guy. He might be able to do this. He might be able to do that." And people introduce you to these things. But you know, it's a good feeling, you know. Okay, and then you have the next picture there. This is
That's a hat store in Detroit on Gratiot.
yeah. I like the hat though,
And
you know.
that's the Godfather that I bought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I like wearing hats.
Okay, cool. So that's why you gave Fantabulous a cool hat there, right?
Yeah. Actually, the owner of the store, he liked Fantabulous too. Actually, Fantabulous is in that store in the showroom window.
Oh, okay.
He wanted them, so.
Oh, really? Beautiful. Okay, then we have another picture here I want to talk about. This one is.
I was in Tokyo. I was at the person that made the image Fantabulous.
Okay.
She was giving an art show.
Oh, okay. So you were there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
And that's the Anthony again and
Okay.
and Sony
okay. Inspiring
Global
people.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have inspiring people around you, you know?
There, excuse me. Here is there's a lady named Sasha, and she's creating the cartoon,
Oh, okay.
and that's some of her work there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, she
So-
gave me that as a present when we met.
Nice.
So
So,
she,
she's kind of like creating the Fantabulous cartoon for you guys.
yes.
Beautiful. Nice. Nice.
We're gonna do something for the younger generation, the kids,
Yeah.
because I had the ability to write stories as well.
Okay. This is a birthday.
That's a pancake.
I thought it was a birthday card.
No, that's chocolate. That's
Okay.
a pancake with strawberries,
Mm-hmm.
and the name of the place is Sika,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
the
they get-
artist there is fantastic,
Good.
and they draw that Fantabulous image with chocolate.
Wow. It's good to see, you have Fantabulous getting a lot of love around. Japanese people who love this kind of stuff,
Yes,
Yeah.
but actually, I come to find other people as well, and one thing I can say with my venture going through life, when I pull him out, I always get a smile.
Beautiful.
I always
That's
get
all
a
you need to
smile.
get by, man. A smile to get by. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's finish with these pictures here, and then we have another one. Oh, the
She's
DJ. That's a DJ, right?
yeah, Mika, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
she's-
we was at Maharaja.
yeah. He spins in Mahaja. Okay, cool. So we have Mika there, and then this one here.
I was in forgive me, I can't think of the name of that character. It's a city,
Mm-hmm.
and this character represent that city.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
I
you
can't
have
think of his name.
Okay, so you have Fantabulous there saying hi to his pal, right? What about?
This guy here, that's Bruno Mars' uncle.
Oh, I see.
His name Johnny. He was here in Japan last year, and yeah, he likes Fantabulous too.
Oh, okay.
We was at Zaza.
Zaza.
That's where we
yeah,
met.
I know Zaza. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we met there.
Cool. And this, where did you take this? This is the cover picture
That-
for the show, right?
Yeah, that's actually in Zaza, and the hand sign is the hand of Aeroflow.
I see. Okay. Okay. the
and I
singer,
was
right?
having oolong tea.
Oh, okay.
That's like my favorite.
Nice,
drink.
nice. So yes, guys, I show these pictures just for you guys to get a feel of how far and how deep Fantabulous vibes is going on in Japan, right? Not only in Japan but worldwide, actually.
Yeah,
You're taking it to a different level.
taking him to Thailand, Cambodia, Hawaii,
Okay.
different cities in the states.
Yeah. So let's have a honest opinion here. Okay, you created Fantabulous to encourage people when they're down and depressed. What's the main you want to make it a trademark and you want to merchandise it, or you want to what's the future of Fantabulous?
Well, I like to go into that area,
Mm-hmm.
and the products that would be made would be again to show the image.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like us as people, we have moments of disappointment, despair,
Yeah.
frustration,
Yeah.
or might lack in some confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see the Fantabulous symbol on anything. It could be a shirt, hat, a bag,
Yeah,
poster, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And you in one of these type of moods,
Mm-hmm.
seeing him, he's reminding us that you're fantabulous.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
awesome. You're great. You're
Yeah.
magnificent.
Yeah.
All the positive words that's related to being fantabulous.
Yeah.
So when you see that symbol, as he continued to get known,
Mm-hmm.
when people see that symbol and they may be in that mood, oh, that's a little fantabulous, guy. He's letting me know that it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
Even though I
yeah,
had
yeah.
a messed up day at work or
Yeah,
at
yeah.
sports or whatever you do in life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's going to be better.
Yeah.
You're going to do better.
Yeah, that's just. I love the top you wear. That's made entirely. It's a special design for Fantabulous.
Yeah, it's a jersey.
Okay, that's nice. People cannot see it. Can you get up? Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful,
And
beautiful.
this is a unique number as well. I don't know if they can see
30,
it.
Fantabulous 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That number
yeah.
is a very significant number
Oh, okay.
in my life. So
Nice, man. You're working in different areas. Fantabulous is going to the character, spectrum of things, and then you have the fashion area you move into. You're moving on also on the. You have like kids book, like children's story books.
well, I did write one short story,
Mhm.
and I gave that short story to Sasha. That's the lady that's making the animation.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I would like to go into that area as well.
Oh, okay.
And I can't do everything by
Yeah,
myself,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
interesting thing is that people see what I'm doing, and it seems like they make themselves a part of the vision.
Yeah, yeah. Because why I asked that question is, you sent me some quotes, last year, right? Mm-hmm. And you said these are fantabulous quotes. They're your quotes, but it's going through the character Fantabulous because it's the messenger
Right.
of inspiration, right? And I went through some of the quotes which I want to share to some of our audience here. I went through some of the quotes, and they were they were so inspiring, not only to adults, but also these. If you make these quotes a little bit more simpler for kids also to understand, and even a little story about the whole meaning behind it, these can be very inspirational materials for like kids also.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely, because you have a lot of kids out there. Sometimes they're down, they don't have confidence in themselves, and Fantabulous, the messenger, of inspiration, can be able to reach out to their hearts, and so that's one thing I was thinking about. That's why I asked you the question. But let's go to some of your quotes, right? These are Fantabulous quotes, and the first one is about quotes. And you said, I like quotes. They are like Twitter messages, right? They give a little amount of empowering words, text, and thoughts of people, experiences, failures, and success that we can be able to learn from and apply to our lives.
Yes, that quotes are to me is like they like little Twitter
Yeah.
Twitter
Yeah,
messages.
yeah.
Something short,
Yeah.
but profound.
Profound, yeah. And you have a lot of quotes here, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's what I do in the lab.
Definitely. And the first one, I really, you say you like this one too, and I love it too. The first one goes like this: everyone has a value to give. Okay, recognizing your value will be your gift to the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that one because all of us has something inside we can share to the world. We have something inside. Some of us might not find it yet.
Right.
Some of us are in the process of finding it.
Right.
Some of us who have found it already are already sharing it to people.
Exactly.
No matter how little your value is, to you it might seem like a little thing, but to the next guy it's like life-saving something.
Absolutely.
So give us a little intake about this quote, about value.
Well, as you said, everyone has value. Whether it's a lady being a housewife to a husband,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a value to
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
to that
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Someone that has an interest in wanting to take care of people. You got your nurses, doctors. So basically, once we find the value within us, and learn to use it and bring it forth, then yes, it'll be our gift to the world.
To the world, yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
creators, you know,
Yeah,
depending
yeah.
on what it is that you do in life.
Yeah, exactly. You know, some people might not be able to find their value in life so easily, you know. Well, you know, you just need a little focused mind and a little patience sometimes, and a little attitude of not giving up.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, and there's another quote. I'm gonna cite a couple of them. The next one I want you guys to actually listen to is the second quote here is, "Your actions has the biggest and loudest mouth."
Absolutely.
Yes. Your action has, in other words, your action is your loudest mouth, your biggest mouth,
Yeah.
right? You know. So how can you elaborate on that one?
Well, again, you know, when you're doing what you say, your action, it speaks loud,
Yeah.
very loud.
Exactly. As they say, you know, action speaks louder than voice, right?
Yeah, there's another way
words,
of
right?
saying it like that too. But yeah, it just, and then you don't even have to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And people will, you know, notice what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like with Fantabulous, you know, some people saw me from the beginning when there was nothing.
Yeah.
And then I might see them again and, oh, you know, they see something different. They see the growth of it.
Yeah.
And then some people may say, you was really serious about this. And I
Because
find
they-
out like,
because
huh?
they never take you serious. The thing is, I got that look or that kind of like stare sometimes. Even when I started my radio station, this radio station, black and radio station, you know, right? It was like 7-8 years ago. When I started it out, you know, people didn't take it serious. They think, oh well, you know, it would die down about a year's time or something like that, right? But after 3 years and it's still going strong and it's expanding, you know, people will say, "Wow, you really working on this thing, right?"
Yeah.
What I found out is that is the passion behind what you have or what you want to do. Some people just lack the passion. You know, once the passion is not there, they're not motivated to do so. They would have like dreams to climb, you know, the highest building or build the biggest castle, but they lack the passion, the discipline to get going when the going get tough, to find ways to still move
Yeah,
forward.
keep going.
Yeah, keep going. That passion, once that passion is not there, it always dwindles down to like, oh well, I give up for them,
Right.
you know. And some of these people, they think everybody's like that. That's why they're surprised when you are still having your passion, you know, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 3 years, you're still working on it. No matter how long it takes or how short it takes, you still have the same passion, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the fuel. That's the engine behind
Yes,
it.
exactly, you know.
Most definitely.
Some people, they just want to move when there's money in front of them. You know, money is their motivation to move. If they see, if you say, oh well, Fantabulous can make money tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, a whole bunch of guys will be in there. It's true. But if you tell some of these guys, well, you got to work on this thing, you got to build it up, you got to get life into it, you got to get the concept behind it. You like, for example, you're busy, but you're here. We're talking about Fantabulous on the radio, and this thing is going to be on the internet, and it will live there for like a year, 2 years. Somebody in Alaska would be watching this show, you know. That's how you reach out there. But others would say, man, I'm too tired, man, to go down to Osaka. That place is too far for like a 30-minute show. I don't think people will watch this show. You know, they discourage themselves without even starting out. Some people are like that. They're just waiting, and once Fantabulous starts to get recognition worldwide, maybe team up with a huge sponsor, and you started to have attires and hats and stuff, they will be calling you, hey, what's up, Tony, man? You know, let's hang out. They need something now from you. They want their city to be attached to Fantabulous. They want their business to be attached to Fantabulous after you've done the work. You know, that's how some people stay. But, you know, what they fail to realize is you just got to keep working on like this. You know, Your action is your loudest mouth, is your biggest mouth. You just got to keep going on. Just no matter what they say to you, you just keep going on. That's the and the motivation behind the action is very important too. Yeah.
definitely.
So I really love this quote, man. I really love this one. And this is the fun one. The other one is today's forecast. Today's forecast in Osaka is raining out there. Yeah. Okay, today's forecast: 100% chance of having a fantabulous day. 100% certain that you're gonna have a fantabulous day.
Hey, why not start the day like that?
Exactly, man. Forget about what's gonna happen. Forget about your woes and worries. Just say today is gonna be a happy day. Today is gonna be a better day than yesterday. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So I really love these are things that not only they have an impact on adults, but also on kids too. If you have like little books of these kind of like inspiring words, that would be really great. And then you have another one talking about what you should do in life and what is your purpose in life. That's another quote. What you should do versus your purpose in life. And you said that, Fantabulous said that your purpose in life is going to come to you from revelation, visions or dreams from the creator of life, from the Almighty, right? And what you should do mostly come from the advice or the opinions of people. Okay, so can you expand on that?
Yes, I was in the lab one day, and again, it's people will tell you with good intentions. Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
But yet, which is fine. It's nothing bad about it. But if you can find your actual purpose or desire in life, it's going to be more meaningful.
Yes.
Much meaningful. And you will have the internal power within to carry it through.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's you.
Yeah.
It's coming from in and projecting out.
Exactly.
Your thoughts, everything come from within, projecting out. The should is, maybe I should go ahead and take this study class, or they make good money or whatever. That's what everybody's doing now. So maybe I should. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you can find your purpose, you'll have a more.
So it usually comes in the form of revelations and visions and dreams and stuff like that, right? The thing is, for me, like your purpose. So long as you just do good. Some people is like, oh, I can't find my vision in life. I can't find my purpose in life, or some BS like that. Just do good. If you do good in life, good will come back to you. If 10 guys living in the house, and 10 guys decide to say, well, I'm gonna just do good to my inmates. Just be a better person day after day after day. 10 of them would find their purpose in life somehow, some way. It would come to them in a revelation, in a vision. Just think positive and just have a goodness in your heart. That's, of course, there would be opinions and about from other people, advices. I would say some of them are advices. Some of them might, as you say, they might be of good intentions actually, but some of them, they are not good for you, the path you're leading through. So you got to be a little bit careful on that one.
It's like some people probably see me. They have no idea who I am. They don't know my intention. But from the outside, maybe some people, why is this old man playing with a toy? That's okay. But they don't see what I know.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's true. Because they would never understand it. They're seeing things from their own perspective,
right.
From their own colored glasses, I would say. So they would never know what you're saying. There's a funny proverb in Africa that says the goat cannot understand what the giraffe is saying because the giraffe is seen so far. The goat will never understand what you understand. The goat can't understand the perspective of a giraffe. You know, so if the giraffe
Like
tried to
that.
explain to the goat, he would just keep chewing and say, you go ahead with this stuff, you know. You just have to just keep going on. That's a funny
I
program,
like
right?
that one.
Yeah. So there's another proverb I want us to talk about, another quotation here, and this deals with success. Okay, everybody wants success in life, and this one says, to gain success, who do you listen to? It's like a question, right? To gain success, who do you listen to? Look, observe, and take notes from people who have things that you want. Okay, success. Again, Fantabulous go ahead and say, individuals who are doing the things that you have the desire to learn. Okay, in other words, learn from individuals who have the things, the material, the ideas that you want in life. Okay?
Exactly.
That's Fantabulous concept about success. People will continue to maintain their success in life. So can you expand on that?
Well, it's like it's funny how you can get advice. Like, say for instance, a person is starting a business. You got the person that can give you all the detail. Yeah, you should do it like this, and they don't even have one.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, how are you
How
so
nasty.
knowledgeable? How are you so? I mean, it'd be sounding fantastic, right? But how are you so knowledgeable at something that you ain't even doing yourself?
Yeah.
And you telling me
to do it that way.
to do it this way, and
And
you're
that
not
way.
even doing it. So should I listen to you, or should I listen to this person that he
Already
don't
have
have to be in the business or whatever that I'm doing, but he's in that mode.
Yeah.
So who do you listen to?
Yeah. You got to be wise but you have this kind of instances in life, and a lot of people tell you advice, or do this or do that. But in other words, listen to people who have got the experience, the practical experience of doing what you want to do. Listen to
Right.
them, learn from them, learn from their mistakes in life. Versus the guy who is only a theoretical guy, he would have read a whole bunch of books, but he have never tried it, because it's different to do things theoretically and practically. There's, when the tire hits the road, it's a whole different story, right? So I really enjoy this concept about success. Take advices from people, mostly people who have the same mindset, the same, materials that you're using. They have used it before and they have succeeded in it.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way. Don't listen to a guy on TV who would sit there and take 60 minutes telling you this is how you should run your life and this is how you should do this, and they've never gone through it, So that's
As
interesting.
easy as that to know the difference, but many people will be influenced by the ones that, yeah, you should
Yeah.
do it this way, and they not even doing it
Doing it, yeah.
themselves.
Those guys are the sweet talkers, man, and they know how to actually get into your head. These guys are doing it for business, anyway, that's a whole different topic. All right, so we have another quotation here, and about this one is about a shy man and a shy woman. When I saw this one, I have to laugh, actually. I said, why does Fantabulous talking about shy men and shy women? Okay, this one goes like this. A shy man or a shy woman is strong mentally and physically. So that's the first line, right? They're in disguise. Okay? The shy person is a superman and a superwoman. Okay? And the thing is, they have not realized yet, but they will learn from their own experience. That's a very good
Absolutely.
code.
And that's true.
Yeah. So why on the shy level?
Well, I think being shy is an emotion that some people will have to learn how to be control of. And the reason why I can say that because I kind of grew up shy and still may have them tendencies even today. But the thing is, it doesn't control me.
Okay.
That's
okay.
the difference. Where
Yeah.
then it had me bound.
Wow.
It
wow.
really did. And from experience, it's like I started noticing that I was doing things. It's like, wow, I didn't think I could. I'll give you one example.
Okay.
I don't know why this one guy used to always pick with me, right?
Yeah.
Used to always pick with me. And then one day we got like into a wrestling match. And this dude I had so much more strength than him.
Yeah.
It was like, man, this dude ain't nothing. This guy ain't nothing. He just, I mean, seriously. And then that was a learning experience. I gave him the power.
Yeah, exactly. There's there's a lot of instances like that. Not only being shy, but lacking confidence is another one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there who doesn't have the confidence to do things for themselves. They always listen to people's advice and stuff like that. But what you said is just the right way how to deal with it. It was the same thing with me. For me, I don't know whether it was shyness actually. I think it was more of being scared of some certain people. When I was in like elementary, junior high school, I remember there was one guy who was sitting behind me who always comes in and from behind kicking my desk and pushing my chair and
This is
stuff.
how this guy was. The same way. It's like, why does this dude keep agitating me?
Yeah. He was just doing it for fun. And one day, just as you said, I was so mad, I hit him on the nose, right on the nose, and his nose bled, and he was trying to go into the teacher, and from that day, he never confronted me. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's about being shy. It's about not having confidence in yourself. It's about being, easily fearing something or being afraid of a situation or being afraid of somebody. It comes in different, variations. Actually, it's all about the mentality of the people, of the person.
Right.
So it's that's why I was saying if you have these kind of stories for kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you have like bullying going on in school.
I think if I was to really work on a story, it would be on the shy part. Because if people would have knew me then to where I am today, man. And like I said, shy people, men, women, boys, girls, they strong people. They strong mentally, they strong physically. They just haven't recognized it themselves.
They have to go through that
through the experience and then ding. Oh. And that's how it happened. And I give you another example. I remember I went to a party with my brother. First house party. That's when KC and the Sunshine Band was popular during the disco days. They was playing that record a lot. But anyway, I'm sitting on the couch and girl come by. You want to dance? Next record. Another one. You want to dance? Next record. I did that the whole night. I couldn't move. I could not move. I mean, shyness just had me brown. That's why I say it's like you in a cage. You in prison. I was brown. But now,
now you're a bad boy, huh?
So it's really just recognizing your power within.
Exactly. That's true. It's this thing about shyness, about being lack of confidence, not only with adults but also with kids. Especially in Japan, you have biracial kids, right? And some of them are being bullied in school. You know, they might be stronger than all of the other kids in there, but because they're picking on them, they kind of say, well, maybe they might be the weakest. You know, it's all about psychologically, messing up their mind. But stuff like this, and if you through Fantabulous, if you have the character that can be able to be on picture books or children's book, kids book, and they fall in love with the character, and to them, kids, what the character say is almighty. They believe it so long as they love it. And if Fantabulous is saying, if you're shy, don't believe that you're weak. You are the strongest.
You are strong.
Yeah.
Believe me, you are strong people.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of potential for Fantabulous reaching the minds of adults and kids and transforming their lives. Yeah.
And another thing too is the outer appearance.
Yeah.
How that can easily be mistaken. You can look a certain way.
Yeah. Don't judge.
You can't see the power that's
Within.
You
Yeah.
just can't see it.
Don't judge a book by the cover. They say.
It's the Clark Kent Superman.
Yeah.
You disguise.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's how shy people are. They like that disguise power.
Yeah. But it all takes experience, though. It's all about experience.
Definitely the experience to awaken it.
Exactly. And if they have a good tutor or somebody who can be able to teach them, like a mentor, or just give them some psychological, inspirational advice, and boom, they just
Soar.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there's also another quotation here I really like, and this is about living, okay, versus existing. Okay, the quotation goes like this: I have learned there is a life of living versus a life of existing. Okay, creativity is one sign of life. Okay, so in your life, you've experienced, okay, you can live life or you can just exist in life, and that one of the ways you can live life is through creativity, is what you're saying. Can you explain on that?
Yeah, absolutely. To create your life is to live. Again, it will come from within. So it's like you're designing your life.
Yeah.
As I made that statement earlier about going to the store, getting the bread, and it was cold, and I kind of made up like my mind then, but didn't realize that I created that what I wanted then. I just didn't know how to go about doing it.
Okay.
So when you go and live in creating the life you want to live, it's like you bringing your existing, you creating your existing.
Yeah.
That's why if you go to people's homes, everybody environment is different.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? It's just some people just exist. They might fool themselves that they're living their life, but some people just live just day by day. They have nothing to put in the system or in society to benefit somebody else. While somebody out there, they might not have all the tools necessary, but they're making changes. They're having a positive impact on people's life through little things, like what Fantabulous is doing, like what this radio station is doing,
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a little radio station in Osaka, but there are lots of people who have gone through this radio station and have experienced a lot. Little things in life can change and influence people in positive ways.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And I have this one. We have about a couple of minutes more. I have a whole bunch of quotations I would like to talk about, but I have the last two is like this, about love. We have to talk about love, right? Okay, so this one goes like this: love is really understood when you know how to love yourself. Okay. So love is You can actually know what love is all about when you start loving yourself. And again, this is something not only adults need, but kids need, you know? So go ahead.
Yeah, you have to be happy about who you are. Or maybe I shouldn't say happy. You should understand what you can become. And I would say do the things that bring the pleasures to your life,
Yeah, yeah.
because other people really can't do it for you.
Yeah, yeah.
They can't. You know, a woman is not going to make me happy if I don't know how to make myself content.
Exactly.
It'll never work.
That's rule number one, definitely.
It'll never work.
It'll never work, you know.
Or even if I'm, happy, content with myself,
Mm-hmm.
and if she's not, then that's on her.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because when I came into this earth, came alone. When I leave here,
yeah, you're gonna
I
be
will
alone.
go
Yeah.
alone.
That's very true. That's very true. Because this thing about loving yourself is a huge problem amongst I would say blacks. To be precise, you know, there are lots of blacks who have a broken psyche. You know, I don't know if it's through historical stuff or what. You know, maybe through slavery or backgrounds or the lifestyle. But I've met a lot of blacks in my life, not only in different blacks in Africa, in the Caribbean, in the States, in the diaspora all around, who lacks deep personal confidence in what they can do in life. You know, they are subconsciously waiting for a handout. If you tell them, say, oh man, go move out and do something, they say, I'm doing something. But actually they are not doing something. It's like a rat running around a wheel. They are pretending as if they're doing something, but they're not, simply because I don't know what the whole the problem is, actually, to be precise. It might be maybe some psychological thing that happened through slavery or through it in the past, that many of them are struggling to come to grasp with one, that believing that we can work together and get a lot of things done. This is something other races don't even think that we have a problem with. If the Japanese want to do something now, they say, well, put it on the table, this is what we're going to do. In that instant, they have a collective consciousness, collective vision. They can actually see the thing being done already. All they have to do is just work together to get it done. We have a problem with that. We can see the vision there, but once we start doing it halfway, half of us will lose confidence, lose motivation, start fighting each other out of greed and whatnot, and eventually maybe only 30% would make it to the final line. It all comes from this self-love, this self-confidence. We need to love each other. When you love yourself, you give love to others. Unconsciously, subconsciously, you just love people.
Right.
When you love yourself, you can know the negative guy coming in because it's not in line with your vibration. When you love yourself, you give out a vibration that catches other people with the same vibration of love coming to you.
Exactly.
That's the way the world works. And if we keep on moving, bringing out that love from ourselves out there, and somebody, you can actually attract a lot of good people around you, and you can be able to work together and get things done. And I wish this is not something I'm happy to be talking about, because I've experienced it many times, about this lack of love, especially with kids, man, and kids, biracial kids, and some of them a lot from the age of, like, say 2 or 3 to 5, 6. Some of them, they don't know who they are. They don't know their identity in a way. If the parent doesn't do a good work, a good job teaching them, right? It's some of them. The parents, the husband is not there, and it's only Japanese women, raising them. The Japanese woman cannot be able to instill that, racial pride in a biracial kid. They're gonna grow up as a Japanese, but hey, I'm a Japanese, but I look different, and that's why they're picking on me in school, and that might, if the parents are able to teach the kids that you're different for a cause,
Right.
doesn't make you weak or negative in any way. You're weak and you're even stronger. You have a unique thing that nobody has. So use that uniqueness and get to the top.
Absolutely.
Once you teach your kids how to do that, they are confident in everything they do.
Absolutely.
They see themselves different in a positive light. So we just have to do, as a race, we have to be able to teach our kids to to know about themselves, and also we as adults how to love ourselves and bring that love vibration out to get ourselves together and build bigger things. So I really love this quote, and when you love yourself, you actually start to know what love is all about.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah.
Just like me loving who I am to
Yeah.
be able to create this character.
Exactly.
And to like myself, even though some people may look at it as a dreamer, or why is this old guy playing
But
with a
the thing is,
toy?
everything around us starts with a dream. Everything around us, everything you enjoying right now, no matter where you are, starts with somebody thinking about it with a thought. Somebody thought about it, built into a dream, and worked on it. Put a lot of time and patience and hard work on it, make it into a reality. And then people jump on it and expand it further. Everything starts with a dream. So the thing is, you just always try to get your dreams connected with reality. Some people that's why I give you the African proverb: keep your dream and keep going.
Maybe that giraffe, huh?
Yeah, the goat would never understand what you're saying.
I like that. I'm gonna have to adopt that. I had to.
It's a funny proverb, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Just keep doing your stuff, man, and eventually.
Oh boy.
Okay, so the last quotation I wanted to talk about also has to do with love, but in a relationship wise, So it goes like this. I think a love relationship assists you in your growth as a person. Okay, it nurtures you to become the person that you are. Okay, in other words, being in a love relationship must help you grow and nurtures you. And you are not forced to change to something that you're not. So don't go into a relationship that forces you or gives you, a negative vibes to be who you don't want to be.
Right.
Is what you're trying to say, right?
Absolutely. Because with me, it don't even have to be just a love relationship neither. It can just be just relationship that I have with people, period.
Okay. Yeah.
This is what this movement is about.
Yeah.
To nurture,
Yeah.
to, even though we have no moments of despair and sadness or lose confidence, hey, you still wonderful.
Yeah.
So far as with a love relationship, if you can have someone that can, if something didn't go right or you did something silly or whatever, yeah, you may take the criticism or whatever, but don't take it and see, I told you. And don't come like that, because now you creating a a potential argument,
Yeah.
and again,
Man, like my mama used to tell me, be careful of the people you hang around with.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's something. That's an advice for you as a kid and as an adult. Even if you're 80 years old, you gotta be careful of the people you hang around with.
Yeah.
Definitely, because some of them have negative energy and they can influence you in negative ways. Thoughts are negative. With a bunch of people with that kind of thought wave bombarding you every day. Eventually, you either move away from it, or you gotta align your thoughts to blend into their thought, to be
Yeah.
with them. That's the way it is, and you just become one of them. So that's, this quotation here is just like that, just be with somebody who can help you grow, who can nurture you in a way, but in a positive way. And don't be in a relationship, whether it's mutual or just a friend. Don't be in a relationship that forces you to be somebody who you don't want to be. Because a lot of couples are out there, suffering from relationships that they don't want to be. A lot of marriages, So it's all about life, It's all about life. But all of these quotations, you sent me like 100 of them. We only discussed about 10.
Yeah,
So
I just do, man. I just, the messages that I, receive,
Yeah.
I write it down, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
later on in that day, I just maybe add more words to make it sound like something.
something, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what
But
I do.
yeah, my advice is, I would advise you, because about 15 years ago when I was a student in Japan, I wrote a book, and the book is about proverbs in Africa. That's why I was telling you the proverbs in Africa. It's about proverbs in Africa, okay? And the book is called Nubia. I wrote it in Japanese, Nubia. Okay, Nubia is like Egypt. Below Egypt, now you have Sudan, Ethiopia. These areas used to be called Nubia. Okay? Even Egypt used to be called Kemet, not
Right.
back in the days. So I wrote, because when I was going through those proverbs, African proverbs, it gives a window of how people used to think thousands of years ago. The thing about proverbs doesn't change. It lives hundreds of years, the same words, the same meaning. And I was going through a lot of proverbs. I was like, damn, 1,000 years ago, we used to think like kings and queens. We used to have a powerful mentality, to understand things and move forward. Now it's a lot of slangs and, of course you have, but nobody knows much African proverbs out there. There's some really good proverbs. You have some, I remember when the Wakanda movie came out. The Wakanda movie, right?
Yeah.
And
Wakanda, right?
yeah, Wakanda. And somebody made a proverb on Facebook like a kid who is not accepted in the village would burn the village down to feel its warmth. And I said, this is not an African proverb. This is not, somebody made up this proverb just to say, oh, well, if I don't feel the warmth, I would exercise my vengeance to let you guys know who I am. It's not an African proverb. That it's a lie. I even went to the somebody who posted it. I said, this is not an African proverb. I've made a research on African proverbs when I was writing my book. There are thousands of African proverbs. I went to the internet, to libraries and stuff. Never did I see that proverb in there. It wasn't there. Most African proverbs gives you an insight of how to move on forward, to how to be together, how to understand each other, how to overcome obstacles. Many of the African proverbs are like that, and most of Jamaican Rastafarians. If you listen to like conscious roots reggae music, these African proverbs are kind of like echoed in their music. Don't give up. Always find a way out to love and go over obstacles. If you have to like stand and fight for your ground, fight somebody who is trying to take you down. Like your enemy or something. Not a village where you used to be, where your family and your parents are there. You don't go out down there and burn down a village. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking, if you can continue writing these quotes, just keep on writing these quotes, and
I like to have that. What you them African proverbs?
yeah,
Give me that
yeah.
book.
Write these
think
quotes.
I like.
Yeah,
have
do
that.
it. Have like you have about have like 200 or 300 of them, and then let somebody translate them into Japanese. So you have the English version and the Japanese, because that's what I did for my book. When I get all the proverbs, what I did, I have the proverbs, and I had a little story about the proverb. So you have the proverb, the meaning, and then next page you can read a little story. I had about maybe 80 of them in the book. So you have like 80 stories, and 80. But what you can do for this is just write it and then translate it into Japanese, and then see how you can actually make Fantabulous is the one who is teaching people about these proverbs. It's coming from you though, but let people have in their ear, this is the words of Fantabulous, so that they can associate these words with the character. Right. And then just reach out to like bookstores. These can be adult books, they can be kids books. See if maybe, you never know, maybe a publishing company might be interested. Yes, that's what I did. I have all these things down and send it to like 20 publishing companies in Japan. 3 of them wrote me back. They wanted to publish the book. One was like, okay, let's share the publishing money and cost. I said, no, I don't think so. I'm a student, I don't have that money. But 2 of them will take care of the publishing cost, and they'll give me a percentage royalty, right? So you never know. Once you have a character behind it, and then because the character can sell, the book can sell. If you think in a business wise, right? And then it's positive. It's career feel. It's a good vibes, I think. So just think about it. Keep writing these proverbs, man. I really love them. I really love them. I really love them. All right, so we're way over our time, about 10 minutes, but it was a good show. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So you have a last say to your audience over there, a message about Fantabulous.
Sure.
If they want to know more, where they can go, the website. You have a website.
Yes, I have a website. The website is fantabulous30.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well.
Beautiful. Okay, guys, so we come to the end of our show. I have so many quotations here. I'm reading them now. Oh man. Thank you so much, Tony, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming. I really appreciate that. And maybe sometime in the future we can have another show about Fantabulous,
Absolutely.
so we can, kind of like, take this show as a stepping stone to something greater, right? Okay. And I want to thank our audience for listening, and it was a good show, and I hope you can tune in again sometime next week for another JP Vibes. It was your host, Jaja.
Be fantabulous.
Thank you.
Black and Radio Japan. Talk shows. DJ sessions. Live interviews. The best for international music entertainment. Black and Radio.